Welcome. It is I, Kerpus136, more Hogwarts Legacy. Let's get going. I gotta go to Transfiguration class. It's actually not that far. I'm just gonna walk. Thought it would be farther. It's not.
Book Professor Weasley asked me to find should be around here somewhere.
I have the book. Thanks, though. Thanks for trying. Okay, I thought I could jump over that stairwell.
My mother would like to speak with me. I believe she has learned about some of what we've been up to. I'm hoping she may be easier on me if you are there.
Can we meet at the Three Broomsticks? You may finally be safe since we rescued the dragon from Horntail Hall.
This just happened. Where's Sebastian? I want to talk to him.
Revelio.
Ooh, a lock, you say?
Alohomora. Revelio.
Okay, I'll go out the other way after. Oh. Wasn't this... I forgot what I was supposed to do with this. That was what it was.
Revelio.
Oh, it's a Depulso puzzle.
Revelio. Alohomora.
Once I clear out this room, like the small area, then I'll go do the Depulso puzzle.
Revelio.
I must say I was baffled by a recent observation that students and Europeans seem to be rather lethargic. I can confidently say that I have not seen evidence of such lethargy in my own class. I even took it upon myself to speak with some students in the hope of getting at the bottom of this anomaly. Upon this, I soon learned that you have been lecturing them on the little-known facts of historical conflicts. Perhaps you might think of moving more swiftly through the finer details. One of them was almost in tears describing a test question pertaining to Grimbald Weft and the number of buttons found on a wizard's garment in the rebellion of 1752. Apparently, one additional button above the norm had been affixed. It's entirely up to you, but students likely struggle to appreciate such nuances. Only my opinion, of course, and I do hope you don't mind my mentioning.
Revelio.
You tell them. I don't give a fuck about all the nonsense. I actually don't know where this goes yet. Books. They're not pages, though.
Alohomora.
I heard it, but I didn't see it. Alright, so that's a puzzle, puzzle 2. So I will keep that in consideration, but one thing I would like to do is, since this butterfly is here, I have to find out where it goes. So I'm guessing it's this direction. So let's just like walk this direction and see. This is how I entered that area. I didn't see any around. I don't think it'd be so far away. It's got to be in here somewhere. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. Not sure. It could be out here in the courtyard. Looking for some place I can drop off my butterfly friend. I walked too far. I lost my butterfly friend. I'll just go into the puzzle for now. I'm not sure.
Revelio.
I'm not sure where it would be, but at least for the. What is? How does one get over there? Hold on. It's in Transfiguration class. There's some stuff over there. I'm not going to actually wait for class. I'm just walking in. It's nighttime, so.
Revelio.
I'm breaking into your stuff.
Revelio.
Thank you for your owl. I'm overjoyed to hear that this most recent crop of 7th years includes a number of students who may be interested in and well suited for a career at the ministry. Of course, our owls will provide confirmation of the latter, but equally invaluable to our recruitment process is your opinion. You have a unique perspective given your experience with us, and for that I am truly grateful. I look forward to further updates as the term progresses.
Revelio.
Kind of weird too. She doesn't. Oh wait. This partially transfiguring teacup, likely the soon-to-be reversed error of a second year, serves as a cautionary tale for those students who do not take seriously the complexities and dangers of transfiguration.
Revelio.
Okay, let's talk. You can have a chat, right?
You have a new spell to teach me, Professor?
Yes, the transformation spell. But first, I'd like you to carry out a couple of tasks which will help you to complete your field guide. Attend my transfiguration class once you've done them, and we can begin the lesson.
Alright, she didn't want to chat too much. That's okay. I'm doing the puzzle first. Straight up. I do want to find out where the butterfly goes, but... Oh, the puzzle closed, apparently. I don't think I did the second puzzle, so... I'll recognize any puzzle I've done probably pretty quickly. Oh yeah, no, I definitely do not recognize this.
Accio.
Where are the...
Accio. Revelio.
It looks like there's more back here. Like, it looks like there's gonna be something back there. If that makes sense. You can see, like, where everything is.
Accio. Depulso. Accio. Depulso. Accio.
I'm not trying to do that, I'm trying to fix something else here.
Depulso. Accio.
I'm just trying to figure something out here that'll work. I'm kind of guessing right now. I'm just kind of seeing what happens.
Accio.
This can actually let me up. I have no idea this will even work. Let's just combine. It's my best chance, I would think. No, I don't see any direct path up. It looks like that's not the way to combine them. Regrettably. And the worst part is, yep, there we go. Alright, so where can I jump on something that's too high? That. Right? So I think the best way to do this is to get this out of the way. Truth be told. Probably the best answer. I have to just get it out of the way because it's just in my way.
Accio.
Okay.
Depulso. Accio.
I think I might have an idea for this. I might be able to make this work. It's obviously not on the correct side, but there's nothing I think I could do about that. I think I can still make the jump too. I hope. Yes. Yep, there's the next door. I knew that was gonna happen. I also found better gloves, so let me equip those. One offense. do have to go sell all this shit in Hogsmeade after this.
Revelio.
I still could leave if I wanted to. Important feature.
Accio.
Well, I can just walk this, right? So, as long as I have something to climb on, which is right over here, okay. So yes, I can climb from this area, so I can actually like move shit the way I want to move shit. So I think the most important thing to do, okay,
Accio.
Accio. That doesn't move, so I can freely do this. Perfect. Now I need something to come out. I actually think I need to move this.
Accio.
That will attach, but that's okay. Because now when I pull this, and then try to pull this, they'll get stuck, making part of a bridge. Now this, let's see what I can do with it. I need this to freeze part way too, so I can walk on it. Oh gosh, that's not good.
Accio.
Looks like I could shoot right through though. I could combine it and just see what happens. Oops.
Accio.
Oh, it actually didn't attach. Why not? I need to get it out and like make it meaningful. You know what I mean? But I can't really do that. It doesn't attach because of where this is. Not very helpful. Maybe I do need to reset. I'm going to experiment.
Accio. Repulsor. Accio.
I don't like that either.
Accio.
I think these...
Repulsor.
Perfect.
Accio.
That still didn't get stuck? Okay. I don't know how to solve it yet, but I will.
Repulsor.
I'm wondering if I can get this to like stick out.
Accio. Accio.
Unfortunately, it doesn't stop very easily. Neither does this. If I did it all wrong again. This is a very difficult puzzle. For me. It's just because you don't have as much control as you would like. You know? I need something that will stop that in its tracks. And I'm thinking that these are actually the easiest way to stop it. I just need to get them to find some way. I did Depulso. I didn't cast Depulso, so like, I'm not sure why it didn't work. Okay, that one was fine. No complaints. It's just tough because it shouldn't really be too hard. Conceptually, I'm sure I'm missing something very important. You know, in retrospect, I was thinking of something. What if I could connect them together? Is that possible? No, I don't think so. It's 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and even at the top, which there isn't anything really to connect to the top, it's just not going to be enough. Because I only have 4 blocks, and there's no possible way they sit in such a way to connect like that. It'd be 1, 2, 3, and then it'd be diagonal, so that doesn't work. I was just curious, because if they stop on each other, that'd be super cool. Actually, there's 5, but there's still not a good way to do it. Because 2 are jutting this way.
Accio.
It barely touched me. I hate that, by the way. It's annoying. I might have to look up the answer to this. I'm a little bit lost. Doesn't much matter, I suppose. Alright, now I have a little staircase of sorts. Did not work. Nor do I have any blocks to help with the other one, so that's just not going to work. Now I realized as soon as I did it, I was like, no, get out of the way. But alas. I keep thinking I can make that 2-gap jump. You cannot. It's funny because the pits only make the Depulso puzzle more annoying, not actually harder. Because blocks can't fall, right? So it's really just an inconvenience to me. More than anything else.
Accio.
Okay. So that will attach if I let it. I don't want it to. I could do.
Accio.
That's no, I expect it to happen. This might not be as convenient as I thought.
Accio.
Alright, that worked. The problem now is I only have a couple blocks to work with.
Accio.
I just want to move it because it's kind of in my way. So, first off, I want to make sure I'm working with what I got here. Okay. I actually don't even know how this one could possibly stop it, and that's going to be the problem. In retrospect. I think I'm devoting too much to one and not the other. It's easy to stop this with some blocks. So, like, this by itself can stop that.
Accio.
That's all you need to do.
Accio.
Just find some way. Okay, it's not as easy as I thought, but it's still, it requires a little bit more effort than I remember. There we go.
Accio.
There. So they get stuck. So, with that in mind, my problem now, and probably what I messed up here, is I have to get this out somehow. Okay. So I do know that this can be pulled to solve that problem. Well, let's do it after, right? I tried to dodge out of the way, it just didn't work. I hate how Depulso puzzles are really Accio puzzles because you have to pull them out all the time.
Accio.
Like, saying that the puzzle puzzles is the most misleading thing you could possibly say. And I don't know what I want to do with these as of yet. The problem is, I can't really use this block very effectively if I don't connect it to these. Actually, hold on. First, I need to get these out of here. Now, when I shoot them by, it won't matter. Actually, will that work? Okay, not really. No, not really at all. That's like the tough thing. It's pretty garbage. I really should just look up the answer, because I'm not even sure if I should connect these, but I don't know how else to get them out in any meaningful way. Okay, I think this is fine. Because now... Nope, that didn't help at all, actually. If it was just sitting in such a way that, like, it actually could block it, that'd be fine, but it doesn't. I'm not sure what's needed. This can block that. But this +1 can definitely... I don't know which one, but... That's not good. Kind of in the way now. These will connect if I try to move them, unfortunately. It's actually funny because there's this little gap here. But I can't ever get this to go in there. That's impossible. Oh, it's stuck in there, so I can't do anything. That actually... Hold on. Where's my other two? It's still back there, okay. Could this actually solve my problem? Yes. But I wouldn't need it to. But it would. It's like stuck in there, unfortunately. So I just don't know. Yeah, and unfortunately now it's all connected, which is never gonna help. I might just look up the answer because I don't find these fun. Excuse me for a moment. I think Depulso puzzles are like the worst part of this entire game, other than not being able to hit the level cap. I have to mute this. It's just an ad, but can't you know, mess with the ad either. 2 ads, of course there were. YouTube getting 2 ads per thing and making only the second one sometimes skippable was definitely not a cool decision. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm just gonna watch these moves very carefully. I really gotta learn it because I don't think I'm gonna necessarily understand it. Okay. It's just the start, mind you, but I can jump across too. Okay. Also, a friendly reminder that you can aim your spells. Hold on. I never would have solved this if this is the answer. Oops. Oh my god, I never would have solved this. Never. It is not what I would have expected. Check this out. Assuming that I did it right, which I think I did. Here's your answer for anybody who's curious. I think he just jumped up here. It doesn't look the same, but I'm sure it is. There we go. Ready? 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 Yep, that's right. So it doesn't even bring you up here. That's the worst part. It doesn't bring you to the thing. It makes you do a bunch of stupid work. Like, I honestly hate it. I hate it. I think that was the dumbest Depulso puzzle I've done yet. All the other ones I could more or less figure out. That one, stupid. So the optional thing is over there, right? Yep. So how do I get to optional? Well, this is in a track, so that poses a problem in general. Bye. Because when you cast spells, we step forward for no reason. I think that's dumb, by the way. I had to do Depulso if you hit a solid circle. Why aren't you moving? Did I do Accio instead of Depulso? Is that why? There we go. Okay, I don't know about all that, but this one just gets stuck in place. So there's not much that can be done about that. Oh my god, let's get the fuck out of me. I did not mean to jump out there, by the way. My character decided that that's what he wanted to do. There's, like, no other blocks I can fuck with besides that one. P.S. But I think I have an idea. This might work. It might be close enough. No, it won't be. There's something over there, too. I'm gonna try and fail to make this jump just for funsies. Ugh. Just for the funsies, you know? Same thing over here. Whoosh. Just because I thought it would be fun. There we go. Okay, I hate doing that. I wasn't aiming that direction. I know that I could have just aimed it better and then just, you know, decided to... I just really hate the concept that you can aim and then shoot a spell and it won't decide to shoot in that direction. I don't like this interface, the right clicking. I don't think it's a good interface, in my opinion. It's not the worst either, but it's just not good. As far as it goes. Not very helpful. Doesn't go right at all based on what's around it. Fair enough. I was easily out of the way. I wasn't even remotely close to being crushed. This puzzle's already pissing me off. I hate the Depulso puzzles, in case I haven't said so. They are a bad mechanic. I wish the people were actually around to play Dota. People said they were going to be around, and Furry is the only person who was around. Everybody else is just it's basically just Falcon, but nobody else likes to show up. I think I can actually make this jump. Well, I think I make this jump if it's moved over slightly. So what I'll do is Pulso this way. Grab it back. I'll climb around the side here. This should work just fine for the side chest in this direction.
Revelio.
Okay, he just didn't run. He's like running. I don't know what running is. Now, unfortunately, I might be able to do something with this. It's not even that accurate either. I know I'm trying to thread needle here, but I'm just trying to figure out what I can do. Okay, crossed me, of course it did. And I fell. I'm wondering also what else I can do about this. Like, they very much do not like that it can't really be gone about. Okay, maybe this. Nope, I ended up in the same situation. I could go way over there, I guess. Let's try that. Let's just send it. The only problem here is that this looks like it'll get me to the end, not... Okay, there. Alright, I think I just need to get it to come my way, which I can't really see it very well from where I'm standing, but... It's just... Is it stuck over there, or is it just that I'm too far away? I can't jump up a one block situation. Sick. There. Because I believe that oh. Huh. Let's try this. It's closer, it might work. It's not great close, but I think I can make that work. It's ever so gently closer, so... Yep. Excellent. Alright, I figured these out myself. The first one was fucking impossible, I was never gonna figure it out. Alright. I think the next one is similar in the approach where I need to send it that way. But I need to... Where's the reset? I think I need to, like... think in this case what I'll do... I don't think it matters if I send it further, so... I hit Depulso, and it makes me so fucking mad that sometimes casting Depulso... Oops. Does just randomly decides, oh, you know, great idea, but we're gonna send it at you. Point blank Depulso, it'll just kill you, because even though it's moving away from you, it's still moving in your vicinity. Stupid asses. I'm just gonna try to make this all work. Oh, wait. There we go. Even for my own integrity, I can actually stand here. Actually, I can do this. I'll jump down here, over. The thing is, I can solve some of the puzzles. Just some of them are ass. Medium constructed decorations. That's nice.
Revelio.
So I've solved a puzzle 2. Okay. I still want to know where this... Oh. Sphinx is a beast with a human head on a lion's body. Has been used by witches and wizards for centuries to guard valuables and secret hideaways, due to its intelligence and affinity for puzzles and riddles. I'll find out where you go. Don't you worry. It's got to be somewhere nearby. I'm gonna look in this direction. I'm gonna find out where this fucking thing is. It's got to be in this main, like, hall. There's lots of stairs, so let's just try to go upstairs if it's not down. Could be at the top. Could be anywhere. Not here. I don't want to do either of my friends' things right now. They're both pains. I wonder if they're actually considered main quests or not. Oh, I also have to go sell a bunch of my gear. Nah, they're side quests. Oh, there it is. I found it. It's on the stairs. Okay. So, it's from here, yeah? No. Here. It's not far. Far enough to be...
Lumos. Revelio.
There it goes. I think what it is, it'll only follow you for so long. I'll go down after. Perfect. I love puzzles being solved. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, so I heard there's some stuff down below. So we're going down below. Oh, there actually is a lock over here. It's not related, but
Hello, Hamura.
I'll still get rid of a bunch of stuff down here if I can.
Revelio.
An arcane subject offered to older students on the rare occasion when demand suffices. Alchemy focuses on the 4 natural elements and the science of transmutation. I found alchemy class.
Revelio.
Okay. Glad I opened that up. Alchemy class is open, friends. Pretty sure I went through this entire area and I don't need to do it again, so. Okay. I still don't know how to get to some of these chests.
Revelio. Revelio. Lumos.
Oh.
Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio.
This set of tapestries tells a tragic tale of a witch bitten by a werewolf. She chose to flee from her home to protect her infant daughter and husband. Rumor has it that her daughter fell asleep to the howl of a wolf for years thereafter.
Wingardium Leviosa. Lumos. Revelio.
Can I burn them? I want to, but could I?
Confringo.
No.
Repulsor. Revelio.
It is definitely something behind that area.
Revelio.
Why do students always run when Paisley wants to have some fun?
Revelio.
Yeah, I don't know how to get this particular chest. I also see something yellow somewhere. It doesn't much matter. It's irrelevant, I suppose. I accomplished some stuff. Took a long time, but, you know, we'll take our wins. Transfiguration class. Hey, Sebastian.
Settle down. Settle down. Transfiguration, as you may be weary of hearing me say, is an exact science that can take a lifetime to master. But we needn't be daunted. Almost anything can be transformed if you can just perceive the potential within it. As I see in all of you, tremendous witches and wizards, every one of you. Or it could just be my eyesight. Now, you all know what to do. Beautifully done.
I'm the spell master because I think I've learned all unforgivable curses.
You wanted to discuss my progress so far this term, Professor?
I did. You seem to have had no trouble in getting up to speed. And frankly, excelling in your schoolwork this year.
Thank you, Professor. The extra assignments have been helpful.
As I suspected they would be. Now, it seems you've been making good use of the opportunities presented by your field guide. Of course, the guide isn't the only measure of success. I've heard that you can brew an impressive Edurus potion. Hopefully, you won't need it anytime soon, but it is a valuable potion to have when it is needed.
Thank you, Professor.
I will say I'm especially impressed with all you've accomplished in light of the rumors of your extracurricular activities. Was your visit to the kitchens and the Hogsmeade graveyard with Nick to bribe a ghost for information connected in any way to Professor Fig?
Yes.
Professor Fig has encouraged me to explore when I can in an effort to complete my field guide.
I see. I admire your penchant for learning, but do remember that your classwork and field guide are designed to educate you thoroughly. It'll be the end of the year in no time, and you'll want to be well prepared for your OWLs. I'll provide a final assessment at that time to ensure that you're ready for your exams. Until then, well done. You are dismissed.
She already knew too much, I can't lie. She'd know. We stuck, guys?
Since our visit to Feldcroft, something dawned on me about the triptych. Maybe at the Overlook, just north of the Forbidden Forest. And I'll explain.
I got you, Sebastian, don't worry.
My plan with the helmet failed, but I have another idea. I think we may be able to find what we need in a goblin mine south of Hogwarts. Meet me there. It brings someone who speaks gobbledygook.
Waiting to see if there's anything else. I assume Lord Gok is my actual quest. Sorry, damn it. No, it's a Lord Gok. He just has somebody, yeah, he just wants me to get someone who speaks, Emmett's the guy who speaks gobbledygook. I have to go to, it's not a bad spell, and I actually will replace this. Is Amit supposed to be here? Amit. Doesn't matter to me. I'm going to talk to Sebastian regardless. I feel go to Hogsmeade's first, though. Hold on. Hogsmeade. Poppy's there. She's going to try to talk to me. She's going to try to talk to me. I want my second upgrade to my broom, I'll tell you that. Very annoyed that I don't have it yet.
Nice to see you, my young friend.
Alright, let's sell everything I got.
You're back. Nice to see you again.
I forgot I had so much unidentified crap. I meant to stop by my room of requirement, but I forgot.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Real quick, let's I need to buy whatever's left in Tomes and Scrolls. I just want to have all the stuff. Even if I never use it, which is the most likely answer.
Take your time looking about. Plenty of wonderful books to stoke a curious mind like yours. Nothing like finding just the right thing, is there?
Revelio.
All right. Right now, I can identify my gear, pick up a couple potions. I'll come meet up with you, Sebastian. Don't worry. know it.
Anna's getting worse. If there's any chance that the relic from Slytherin's spellbook can help her, I must find it. I'm requesting your help. Meet me outside of Feldcroft, near the catacomb.
So I have 2 Sebastian quests simultaneously. Let me check real quick. I'd rather do that, which is funny. Number 1, I'm learning the curses, but number 2,
Looks rather dark in there. Never stopped me before.
You're here. Good.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
I believe one of Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in a report by the student, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here. As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it, but I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
The catacomb assignment yielded more than I had imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the great room which had suffered decay amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further if only the removal of objects were allowed.
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
It's funny because this is actually close to Sebastian's home, so like you'd think they would would just explore and would have found it by coincidence, but I get it. He probably wasn't strong enough at the time either.
That foul smell is a scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
I am stronger than you, Sebastian.
At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Confringo.
Accio. Opening all of these is tempting.
Accio. We're here for a reason. I'd say opening them all is justified.
Revelio.
This room is taller than it looks.
Confringo. Revelio. Accio. Guardium Leviosa. Revelio.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
We must remain unseen.
Arresto Momentum.
I noticed that I am poisoned, but it'll just heal. It's that way and that way. That way is... It looks pretty open and important. This way looks smaller. I hope.
Watch your step. I didn't slip there. Expelliarmus. Expelliarmus. That underwent expansion efforts and ran into problems, often cave-ins.
And then were abandoned.
Exactly. Revelio. We'll be fine, though.
Doesn't seem like it's down here. This was an extra area, which is good. Random XP. Okay. I'm just gonna save real quick. Not that I think I need to, but I'm going to anyway. I'm just really happy. Oops. I'm really happy to be doing another quest with Sebastian to get myself some nice. Some nice rewards, you know.
This is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus. Seems odd. Accio.
I've encountered a similar problem already, so in this case, I think I know what I'm supposed to do.
Revelio. Revelio.
Did you hear that?
Accio. We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Revelio. Reparo.
Actually, I could probably just carry it with me. I won't do it yet, though. I want to look into the other side first. The other side area. I'll be right back, Sebastian. Since I know
We've
that's...
made it this far, but clearly we have more to do. Revelio.
Oh, is this where I need the bones?
Accio. Confringo. We need to find a safe way across. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
I'll think on it, because I think the rest of these things might need to come this way, but I kind of doubt it, because it'd be too far to go. We'll see what they do in here first, and then we'll come back to that if needed.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
They usually do something.
There's something here by the altar.
I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and was reminded to leave it and where it lay. But research must come before my fealty to the rules. I sensed something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse. The spell is said to serve well against enemies.
What did you find?
Looks like part of a student's diary. Mentions plans to return to the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced the space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed. Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left here on purpose?
Slytherin mentioned a student who excelled in charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even
Revelio.
I... Look, bones stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Leave no stone unturned. Or in this case, no bone. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
You've done it. I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
Nice.
Huh. I'm glad actually my character also appreciated the pun. I do want to, now that my character apparently knows what to do with the bones, I do want to go this way though. There's obviously something over here. Like the door can be, oh. Now it's working.
Accio. Lumos. Accio.
Oops. It looks like I just need like one more bone worth, and that's right there.
Confringo. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Rickety Bone Bridge complete.
Rickety Bone Bridge. Yep, it's on the other side of this.
Accio. Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Don't worry, Sebastian, I uncovered what needed to be uncovered. Those are they're lower down, I think, along this path, as it were.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something.
Confringo.
The student's diary mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Where did you learn the Imperious Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear. You have to mean it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
Doesn't mean I'm going to use it.
Your wand movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
I've mastered it.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Confringo!
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
How gracious of you.
I try.
I know 2 unforgivable curses. Should I know them? Eh.
Confringo! Confringo! Defendo! Bit dramatic, isn't it? Revelio. Confringo. Revelio. Repulso. Accio. Revelio.
This catacomb is such a decay.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Getting some good gear, a lot of cash, which I always love, right? Wish I could do something about that, but that's okay. Alright.
Revelio. Accio. Revelio.
Is there an order? This one's the star thingy.
Accio. That worked. Revelio.
Zigzag line.
Accio.
That thing.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio. Accio. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Revelio.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
That wasn't as funny. But not everything is gonna be a big hit, you know. Oh, I gotta do one more.
Accio. Revelio.
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot going on here. Okie dokie. Oh, it wants me. Okay, I see. It wants me to transform something and then launch it. Can you leave me alone? I'm like, they're like on top of me. I'm like stuck. I have to use my... I'm trying Sebastian, I'm out of spells. So many spider fangs. Thankfully.
Dead end. Lovely. All that and
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
We'll get to that in a second. I'll collect everything else first. There's definitely more stuff in that direction, so you certainly know there's more. Though I contained abundant potential, its possibilities could benefit not only wizard kind, but the world. The dark sacrifice involved to realize its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove this relic.
Sebastian, the relic. Look. Could it be? The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea. But we're here for the relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed. This is meant to be. For Anne's sake, I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. I must keep this relic secret. Especially from my uncle.
Rebellion.
There's more stuff in some direction. I hate when that happens, when I'm like, I have no idea how to get over there. Maybe on the way back something will happen.
Ominous.
How the fuck would Ominous know where we are?
Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you. Sebastian, please, leave the relic alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
I'm sorry, Ominous, but I'm taking it.
No, you're not. If you won't put it back, then I will.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
I knew this would come to this.
Sebastian's right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
That's not what I was suggesting, but I can suggest it.
That's what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree.
This is insanity. I can't believe you would ask this of me.
This also doesn't absolve him.
Give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you.
Fine. This is unfathomable. But I suppose if you want that responsibility, it may just save what is left of my friendship with Sebastian. Remember, this is what I was telling you about the dark arts. They come with a cost. You may well regret making this choice. Do what you have to do. Cast it. Before I change my mind.
Imperio! Step aside, Ominous. Stay in place until we're out of sight.
I will.
Sebastian, come on.
What did you do?
Imperio. It was the only way to get out of here without a fight.
Ominous, I'm sorry.
Sebastian, we have to go. Revelio.
I swear, you can definitely get by this. And I don't know how. Because, like, there's... maybe a reparo? No, I mean, like... I have no idea how to get by it. It's like broken, has loot over there, but I guess maybe that's the intention. It just wants to tease you. Unless... No. It really does just want to tease you.
Did we do the wrong thing?
You need the relic.
I know. But not like this.
Ominous and I agreed. Surely there's a difference between casting Imperial on someone without their knowledge and casting it with permission.
I understand what you're saying. I do, but...
I've taken full responsibility. You have my word.
If I can salvage their friendship,
Each other, Ominous and I.
the best I can do.
That hasn't changed.
Revelio.
Me too, Sebastian, me too. I never intended to cast a killing curse, those unforgivable curses, but I saved their friendship. It was for a good reason.
How long must Ominous stay in the tomb?
The curse is lifted already. He'll easily find his way out of the catacomb just as we did.
If he dies in there, that'd be really
Sebastian.
terrible. Alright, let's go. You're slow. Come on. What's that? What's all that smoke?
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what had to be done to get this relic. She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset her.
What's the smoke? You don't see that? You blind? You're not ominous. Is that always there? Is that chimney smoke?
This isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke! Over there, by the hamlet.
Really?
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Not for
Let's
long.
hurry.
I actually having trouble controlling my character. I don't know what's... Okay, I figured it out. It was my fault. For anybody who's gonna be like, what was it? It was me. We already did. Must... Killing curse, Sebastian. Do it. I know you know it. He had to kill itself.
What have you done?
Saved her.
Saved my sister. With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
You did the right thing.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did what you had to do.
Honestly,
If I have
nonsense.
to keep proving that to my uncle, I will. He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get away from here for a while. I'll head back to Hogwarts.
I hope Ominous is okay. I really do.
Rebellion.
Before I walk in there and finish the quest, I gotta pick up all this crap. A bunch of crap all over the grounds. I want it all. I think I got it all. Some cash. Let's talk. They're not gonna be.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
I'm good to just read it. Never use that spell, but I still want it. The problem is, I'm only gonna get 11 more points. 3, so I get 7. I could do some dark art stuff or not. I don't really much care. I don't intend to do this, but I might even do the Wiggenweld stuff because, like, it is kind of cool. Is that it? Not to touch her shit. I will. This is... Is this the same letter? Is that why? That might be why it is. I'm surprised not going to report Sebastian right off the bat. I mean, honestly, he probably should. If I was a, so I agree to some smaller degree with what Sebastian did. Taking the relic is one thing, right? That's maybe not so great. And me using the Imperious Curse doesn't even solve a problem anyway. Because if someone gives you the ability willingly to control what their actions are going to be, they're still just as responsible anyway. So me taking away responsibility is silly. That's not a thing. So that's stupid. But I did it anyway just because it would help their friendship. As far as Sebastian using Imperious to save somebody, I don't really give a fuck. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not saying killing is great by any means, especially in the Harry Potter universe where it's like, whatever. But we use very lethal force sometimes. Like, Confringo is a curse. So, like, I could kill a goblin with Confringo in theory, even though I think they pretend that you don't. So it's just not solving problems.
Did you speak with my uncle?
Oh, yeah, I did. You can't come back.
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well, what did he say?
I'm afraid he wants you nowhere near Feldcroft. Nor Anne.
I had to stop that goblin from killing my sister. He had no right to banish me from my own twin. If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions, a box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewelry, cards, old photographs. She got to her favorite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it, or be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you. I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this.
I'm surprisingly siding with Sebastian.
When I have news.
Because it was very likely. Am I gonna run into Ominous on the way out, by the way? Like every time. Because I was sure learning spells was not gonna go well. But I have not taken great issue with stuff yet. The real problem becomes...
It took us 3 days to find your brother, and your mother almost squashed him first. You know how much she hates dung beetles? Ah, but I bet that's why you did it, eh? Well, let's see how much you like being turned into an insect next time you test my temper.
So, it's really hard because... So, if the killing curse, let's just say it's killing curse, because let's just, you know... He killed him, so we might as well call it killing curse in this particular case, you know what I mean? If it was the killing curse...
So frustrating.
And he used it to kill a goblin, do we think that's okay? The goblin was going to kill her. We were going to incapacitate the goblin anyway, and let's just say that he didn't have the ability to cast any other magic fast enough. Let's pretend that's true, right? I just don't see any problem. I know that in this world, dark magic leaves some stain on you or whatever, but, like, I think he's willing to accept those consequences.
You wanted to speak with me, Mother?
I had hoped to speak with you alone, Natsai.
Your message mentioned your concern about an unusual creature that was spotted in the woods near Hogsmeade. That could have been anything.
You know what it was, Natsai.
I am allowed to leave the castle. I am always careful, Mother.
Careful?
Officer Singer disagrees. She sent me an owl telling me that you have been trying to collect evidence of some kind against dark wizards. She berated me for not keeping a closer eye on you. And she is right. I do not want you visiting Hogsmeade for the near future.
But Mother!
My little gazelle, you are well-intentioned, but you must not meddle in the affairs of dangerous people.
If someone had meddled in Matabeleland, Father would still be with us.
I must get to class. Perhaps your friend can get you to listen to reason.
No.
So frustrating. She never listens to me.
She called you her little gazelle. Is that a term of endearment where you're from?
It is specific to me. I am the unusual creature in Hogsmeade she mentioned. Self-transfiguration is not taught at Hogwarts, so I am gently discouraged from practicing it. However, I am an animagus, and it is in my gazelle form that I have been able to wander the Highlands rather freely until now. Much to my mother's chagrin. That is how I managed to spy on Rookwood and Harlow.
Were you born an animagus, or did you learn to become one?
Animagi are not born. The process is quite elaborate. It involves holding a mandrake leaf in one's mouth for an entire month, then placing the leaf in a crystal phial so that it is imbued with moonlight, then adding one of your own hairs. And that is just the beginning. Self-transfiguration is common among students at Wagadu, but Professor Weasley considers it much too dangerous to teach at Hogwarts.
Can you choose what form your animagus will take?
Oh no. A person's animagus form is determined by their personality. My mother is convinced that my form is a gazelle because I adapt well to any situation. I believe it is because I can sense danger and keep my wits about me.
How does it feel to transform into an animal?
Must be weird.
Well, the first time it can be a bit unnerving. I felt a kind of searing pain and a strong double heartbeat. But it gets easier the more you do it. I no longer feel any pain, and I must say, I find a sense of comfort in the double heartbeat. And I love being able to view the world from a different perspective.
Now the nickname makes sense. What an extraordinary ability to have.
It is. I love transforming, but Mother is less enthusiastic about it. She says that no creature, especially one as rare as a gazelle, should be bounding about where poaching has become so prevalent. She claims that she has foreseen tragedy befall me in my gazelle form. But she has used her sight to control me too many times. I no longer believe it.
We're making good progress. We can't quit now.
I agree. I have never considered quitting, even for a moment. You could have fled the moment you discovered that Rookwood, Harlow, and Ranrock were after you.
Yeah, a lot of people.
But you did not. I choose to act as you have. I must deal with Rookwood and Harlow, not hide from them. My mother cannot know where I am all the time.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you for being here during that rather awkward conversation.
No problem. I like when conversations don't lead to quests, to be honest with you. Hogsmeade. Oh, let's go identify some stuff real quick and get some potions. That sounds smart. Christ. Let's go have a conversation with Poppy.
Over here.
This is a change of pace from our last outing.
Don't remind me. The thought of that tent still makes my blood boil. I've been thinking about those poor dragons in the fighting room. The collars they were wearing, they appeared to be goblin silver. I think a collar is precisely what we found at that poacher camp. I've never known poachers to use anything like that before.
The dragon that attacked my carriage was wearing a collar, and Professor Fig was genuinely baffled by its behavior.
That attack always did strike me as a little strange, seemingly coming out of nowhere. Surely you aren't suggesting that the collars somehow control the poor creatures?
Exactly.
Merlin, I don't think the dragon we set free was wearing a collar, but we should check. And if we can find her, we can return her egg.
That's a good idea. We need to see this through.
I'll start looking into it right away. There was something else that I wanted to discuss with you. I didn't want to press it before. It seems I may have caused you more trouble with Victor Rookwood. Why is he after you?
Rookwood is working with Ranrock, and Ranrock is after something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig had asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps to shed light on what we saw at the tent. Don't worry, I'll guard your secret.
As things are expanding here,
I shan't press
I don't mind giving small details.
In fact, I should probably be going. I'd like to track that dragon down as soon as I can. I'll let you know when I have news of her location.
Okay. I was considering not telling her, but at this point, you know, she's in trouble anyway, meaning she's in a rough spot. So, it's kind of hard not to, you know what I mean? I can't wait for Sebastian to get further along with trying to save Anne. He's probably going to try to kill his uncle to do it or something. Which I can't necessarily support. That's very different. Hoping he can just be chill. Sebastian! What up, dog?
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
I came as soon as I could.
I'd been so preoccupied by all that happened with Ominous in the catacomb, not to mention my uncle's reaction, that I'd almost forgotten what it was that struck me about that triptych. This is the view painted on the canvas that was left on it.
That's incredible. You know this area well.
And while I was waiting for you, I scouted around and discovered an abandoned mine nearby, surrounded by Ranrock's loyalists.
Do you think there's a connection to the triptych?
I've no idea, but perhaps they're searching it, the way they did Rookwood Castle and Isidora's Manor. How do we want to handle this?
We need to see what they're doing, but let's not draw their attention. Very well. And I still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
After you. I'll be quieter than a jobber knob.
I'm going to be attacking anyway, most likely, because I'm probably not going to be able to stealth it. We'll see. Always a question, you know.
There they are, up ahead.
I'll let you lead.
We're close to a breakthrough.
No one enters this mine. Kill anyone who tries.
What is that? Feel as though I'm not alone.
Ah, but if you don't fill up so much, you can actually go further. It's true. Eat a big meal, you'll be slowed down, babe. Light, and you'll be swift. But who wants to be swift?
Petricus totalis.
I don't think I should need to eat again till next week.
All of Ranrock's loyalists deserve the same fate. Nice work.
Revelio.
I'm not going in here. There's just stuff. Oh, I thought they were moonstone. They're not.
This is going well.
We make a good team.
We do at that.
Even though I did all the work there, but I know that you will have my back.
Once again, we can fight our way through or be discreet.
You know which one I'd choose?
Yeah, but Sebastian, you can't always choose violence. You can't wake up and choose violence every day. Sometimes a subtle approach is great.
Rightfully ours.
Petricus totalis. Revelio.
That goblin will make things tough.
Petricus totalis.
Oh, he found his way out. You guys get your magic and I got mine.
Bring me a dozen humans to battle. I'll take them all. Run the other way when they see me, humans do. Every time.
Revelio.
Hey, last goblin. You don't have to turn around if you don't want to, my man. I'll just get behind you at some point.
Petricus totalis.
And the fun is over. All
Fun is a relative term.
it is. And that was relatively fun.
Yeah, it was alright. Cruelty 2. That's the actual thing I needed from here to get this one complete. Good. I'm getting more things to add on to my gear with the magical loom.
Revelio.
I should tell you. Rumor is this mine was closed long ago due to an infestation of spiders.
How nice. Nothing I haven't seen before.
That's the spirit.
What's up here? This connects back to something else. We're going inside.
Revelio.
More goblins.
For better or for worse, we're in. This mine looks like a tomb.
It was closed off accident, reported. Now I see why.
Revelio. I don't see any goblins in these webs.
Too disgusting for even a spider to prey on.
Not quite enough. You want some?
Expelliarmus. Too many. They definitely think there's something here they want. Revelio.
That ledge is awfully high. Any ideas?
To go a different way for a little bit.
Revelio.
Already? I didn't feel like I used all that many. Might as well destroy some gear. Inevitably.
Revelio. It's no wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
Could be the hairy legs, or the soulless eyes,
Revelio.
or venomous fangs, or any number of endearing qualities, really.
Revelio.
We've rid the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Revelio.
They're worth nothing money-wise anyway. 60 a pop is nothing. At least I get to vet it. I can look first and just see like what stuff is. If I delete the stuff that's shit. Problem is they give you so much gear in these things, which sounds good, but it's mostly useless. I much prefer the permanent upgrades, like the collection things, especially when they upgrade the ability for me to modify gear. That's always sick. I don't do it very often, but at least it's like a cool power, you know? Something you could do that's cool.
Revelio.
I just want to cash. I love cash, too. Actually new stuff. There's no trait, but the 10 upgrade is pretty big. You can always add a trait later.
Making quick work of them.
Professor Hecat would be proud.
She would at that.
Ramrock's loyalists have all but declared war.
Lumos.
Lumos. Confringo. Revelio.
Where is it? Did I not get it? It didn't open. Should I like jump back up? It didn't end up giving me gear, I don't think. Let's see if the chest is already opened. Okay, I did open it. It just didn't end up opening.
Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
We've still not seen a single rune symbol.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
An unwelcome distraction at that.
We have another fight on our hands.
Why am I not?
Let's get him.
How nice of you to stop by.
Expelliarmus, Confringo.
I won't rest.
Expelliarmus. Defendo. Bombarda. Cabalzo. Expelliarmus. We're not finished yet.
You know what?
Confringo. Defendo. Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defendo. Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defendo. Bombarda. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Expelliarmus. Confringo. Defendo. Bombarda.
Certainly cleared the room.
You're not a bad chap for a Slytherin.
You Gryffindors don't have a monopoly on bravery, you know.
Confringo. Revelio.
Man, they definitely put up quite the fight.
Ranrock's loyalists don't need to look for it. Confringo. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
I don't know why you're running in circles, but I actually don't really need you for this part, Sebastian.
I wouldn't be surprised to find a couple more runes.
That's a long one. Let's see what other ones we got up here.
Revelio.
Okay. Easy. Alright, this is long. I think it's medium. Short.
Wasn't expecting that.
Revelio.
The world floated back to me as if in a watery haze. How long had I been unconscious? All I remember is eyes, empty of sorrow, yes, but also. I recall feeling a sense of euphoria as I watched the pain vanish, but then everything started to turn. When I fell, I must have hit my head. I neither feel nor see a mark. The pain is throbbing. I can only hope it is not the Black Death. At least he is no longer in pain.
Revelio. A journal entry by Isadora. Sebastian, I think I found something. A canvas piece.
Brilliant. Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
Like lived in? It's been lived in.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora and Percival Rackham, another of the keepers, could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
His are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how the
No,
should be.
they did not seem to.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around.
People are glitching out a little bit. Very strange.
Now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble. I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Morrowind has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft.
Of course it is.
Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step behind Ranrock. I may know someone who could help us get ahead.
Who is that?
I'll tell Sebastian anything.
He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin. You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what? Have you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying. Unbelievable.
I try to be honest with you, though. Remember that.
I have some promising news about the location of our Hebridean dragon friend and where to return her you-know-what. Meet me in the town circle in Hogsmeade.
I have to go sell stuff anyway. I should have identified the few things I have, but I can enter. I can at least empty most of my inventory.
You're back. Nice to see you again.
I am pretty rich.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
I do wonder what Merlin would think of the Wizarding World today. Thanks for asking.
It's not like her to forget.
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What was she sending you?
Only some feed she's been developing. I was going to give it to Professor Howen for the measles.
What kind of research is she doing?
It varies from week to week, but it's always to do with creatures. Last week she was studying leg knots in Plimpies.
What did you find out about the
Weird.
dragon you were tracking?
I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's all right. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would...
About to crash. That's... Yep. Game was likely to crash at some point anyway. Just because, obviously, they've been acting a little bit peculiar. My computer didn't crash, though, so that's good, right? That's good. I'm just gonna let it... It's like, fully cycling through right now. Just gonna give it a second so I can accept that it crashed. Gotta prepare the shaders, everyone. I have my TV on sometimes, but it's obviously muted because obviously I would get hit with copyright infringement so bad. Should you guys hear, you know, something, but I can sometimes see it and certain shows I'm like, oh, so I change it just so it's a little more interesting when I do look over, you know. Alright, loading back in. I wonder where it'll have me. Will I just be waiting to talk to Poppy again, or will we actually already be traveling?
Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps nabbed her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here?
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
She can't kill us.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with the poachers once and for all.
I don't suppose you've thought about keeping it, have you?
No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as bad as the poachers.
If you're right about finding her here, how do we go about returning the egg?
Her nest will likely be in the heart of her den, which she will be keeping guard over. It might also be more charred than anywhere else, I imagine.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful. If she sees us flying about, she might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragon. Poor thing must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
What I wouldn't give to be a Demiguise right now.
There she is again.
She's breathtaking.
From a distance.
Fantastic. Wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon.
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her. Hebrideans love sheep.
How lucky for us. Watch your step. Or just raring for a fight. Revelio. little too warm, if you ask me. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but get to that opening below her. If we can get to that, we can get to the nest.
This seems crazy. The reason it's crazy too is because I feel like you could just leave her egg in front of her and walk away.
There's the nest. We're almost there. Why is every bridge here broken?
Repair.
She broke them.
Now, if we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
My mask definitely makes the cutscenes for me, I want to be honest.
That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Shall we head back? I'm ready if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntow Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless...
Unless what?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl.
I just assume that I have perfect knowledge of where we are. Like, what do you mean?
How could I have been so blind?
Gotta find my best bud. Not my actual best bud, which is Sebastian, but...
Hello there. Hello, old meat. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I mean, I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course! How exciting! I mean, well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
You said you know gobbledygook, but how well?
I've been reading it for as long as I've been reading English. My parents have an extensive library. Once I grew bored with the classics, I devoured goblin writings. I'd tell you some titles, but you wouldn't understand them.
Have you ever spoken directly to a goblin?
Unbelievably, no. I'm so looking forward to it. Actually conversing in gobbledygook with a native speaker. Cannot wait to confirm subtle bits of pronunciation and tone that may have eluded me. Being self-taught and all.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
Lodgok is waiting. Shall we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
Just glad to have found. Oh wait, it's a flight pad. Aren't I supposed to like land on them? I don't remember why, but.
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the Helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped.
Because he knew the details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
How else did he expect Goblinkind to get the helmet back? Seems he has no interest in making amends with you.
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more.
Please.
Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
We already know.
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repositories. We were to search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals. Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bakar, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard kind. Ranrock was convinced that the repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for goblin kind. But
Here comes my friend Amit. Probably best to continue our conversation later.
Greetings, Lord Gok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than you can speak it?
I can, Sir Lord Gok.
Just Lord Gok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind. And I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock. All you need to do is not be seen. Either by the eye above the enchanted door or a loitering loyalist.
What else should we know about the enchanted door?
The door will not open while the eye can see you. You and your friend must be invisible to it to gain access. From what I know of wizard magic, that shouldn't be too difficult to achieve.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
What are Amit and I to do again?
Remain unseen to pass through the enchanted doorway to the mine.
I thought he might say something different.
Study any plans you may find.
Amit and I can do this.
I will await your return.
Looking at us.
Books so rarely prepare one for reality. A real
Rebellion.
It's even grander than I had expected. Right. Don't wish to be seen, do we? I cannot believe I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
I still can't believe we're inside a real goblin mine.
Revelio.
I've read about mines like this, but seeing it is something else altogether.
Revelio. need to stay close to me. I've dealt with worse enemies than these.
But if you don't fit up so much, you can act. Watch your step round here. Might hope for a fracas or two. Matter of time till Ranrock sets things right.
We're being watched by a door.
That was a little more than I'm used to.
I'll get us through this safely, mate. You have my word. Revelio.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Revelio. Let's take a look around, Arneet. See if we can find any plans.
Bound to be plans around here somewhere. A schematic. They're building something. Trying to make it out. Curious. I will get to the bottom of what they've been building down here.
Revelio.
That's the last loyalist.
Revelio.
Unfortunately, imagine most goblins. Fascinating to see gobbledygook written in a goblin hand. The flourishes are extraordinary. There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Revelio.
If I'm translating this correctly, and I think that I am, they're building something rather large. But what? Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics. We can't return to Lodgok empty-headed.
Why am I always on patrol? It's a waste of my skill.
It's Totalis.
are they? Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had expected.
Confringo. Revelio. Revelio.
Thankfully, I am chugging through this place. Not too hard, since I haven't had to fight anything. All stealth. Just the way I like it. Question is, did I need to solve that puzzle? Because sometimes you do and sometimes you don't.
Revelio.
I think, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to go around, which is fine.
Revelio. Not entanglement move right now. Revelio.
When I do go back to the room requirement, I need to make sure I put the missing breeding pen in the room that it's not in right now. Might actually get into a fight here if their patrols are this rough. If I don't use a Wiggenweld, I'll get one thing right off the bat.
What I wouldn't give for a cup of mushroom tea.
What's that? Who's there? Is that... Ah, there you Why have you not run away? Intend to die.
Let's get this. Rubber up, boy. Coming back.
Nah, I'd rather lose, to be honest with you. I took a risk there because I didn't really much care. Because they're going to start me before the battle started. I can try to use stealth and not fuck it up this time. this guy. Since he's the one who got me.
What was that? I feel as though I'm not alone.
The problem is I find it very unlikely that I can even get up there. Let's fight him. I'll freeze him, then slice him.
How many of them are there? That should be the last of them, Mommy. Revelio.
So that's where we're supposed to go.
Accio.
Not lit yet.
Accio.
Yeah, looks like it's not lit.
Revelio.
Definitely need to get in there.
Clever.
Good freak. Accio. Revelio.
This is not good. They're building enormous drills, bigger than this mine could contain.
Let's get out of here and tell Logpop what we found. Revelio.
I need a moment to catch my breath. This was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, Mommy. Now that we know what they're up to, we can get out of here. Revelio. Hello, Amora.
I'm glad I have level 2. Everything's usually 1 or 2.
Revelio.
Now I'm not in the business of getting loot getaway.
We're almost out of here, Amit. Look, the lift.
A welcome sight indeed.
I don't remember us starting down, but I'm sure we did. Oh, we were at the top of the lift. Yeah. I'm silly. There'll probably be goblins who came in as reinforcements or some shit.
Can we please talk about what just happened?
Sure.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
It was. It really was. I'm afraid I've had enough adventure for one day. For a lifetime, perhaps.
Thank you, Amit. I couldn't have done it without you. Now, if you don't mind, I'd like to have a word with Lodgok.
Understood? I'll leave you to it. Your goblin secrets are safe with me, but I get to write the book about this escapade someday.
Of course.
Without further ado, adieu.
They're building enormous drills. We found their plans. Ranrock must be searching for the repositories.
I fear you are correct. Other than Rookwood Castle, however, I do not know where else he plans to search.
I've been wondering about something else you said before we entered the mine.
Yes?
If you share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a witch there who'd set up a sort of improvised research site. She was studying something so intently that she almost didn't notice me. When she looked up, I thought she would react with fear or disdain. But instead she did something that I will never forget. Without a moment's hesitation, she smiled and asked me to sit with her. She told me that she was a researcher and showed me a small, oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it. She was certain it was made of goblin metal.
Fig's
but was
wife.
unable to open it.
Gotta be.
She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
I'm
Fig's wife.
I'm glad I beat him to it.
Told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So, to my surprise, I let her study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository. Ranrock was thrilled with our discovery, but furious when I told him about Miriam. Berated me for trusting a witch, when I heard she'd been killed.
You think Ranrock murdered her?
I don't want to believe it, but I don't know. After that, something shifted in me. I had seen how the power from the repositories was transforming Ranrock, transforming all of them. I could no longer remain a part of it.
Thank you, Lodgok, for telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
Okay.
Professor.
I think my next broom upgrade to be even more impressive than the last. Come by Spitwitches as soon as you can.
This looks intriguing. These murder trials won't get the best of me.
I want my new broom upgrade.
Hello again. Wonderful to see you. As before, I've arranged a special price on the broom upgrade for you.
Special price, I'm pretty sure I saw 2,000. We'll see about that. 4,000.
You'll be thrilled with that broom, I promise you. You're all set with the new upgrade. I can't wait to hear what you think. This may sound presumptuous, but...
You'd like me to report back with even more flight details.
You know me well. I feel I'm almost there. I just think I can improve broom flight a bit more. Miss Ray's is running a time trial at the South Coast course. Not ideal, really, what with rumours of Ranrock's lot and Ashwinders infiltrating the place. However, if you're flying high above them, you should be all right, I think.
I'm not worried, Mr. Weeks. I'll see if I can find Imelda.
I hope you are able to complete these trials. I have a feeling this final upgrade is going to be a sweeping success. Do be careful, of course. I shall look forward to hearing from you soon. I look forward to our next meeting.
Perhaps I could test out my new upgrade on the way.
I'm just leaving Hogsmeade so I can test my broom real quick. Well, I guess I should probably... Oh wow, they really want me to test the broom flight because obviously I have to go pretty far to get there. It looks like I might have to go through the pass itself. Not 100% sure on that, but... Time to save and quit. It's some really aggravating quests, but at least they're done. Appreciate you guys for watching. I'll see you all next time.